it didn't come yesterday. We all know the cost of living was high, even before the Ruto regime came into power. I'm surprised the cost of petrol has gone down from 217 to 212, and nobody even has talked about it. You know, that's one way of bringing things down, because I'm very convinced that our dear President Ruto, His Excellency William Ruto, is more concerned about even this cost of living than anybody who is on the street singing cost of living, cost of living. It was his agenda right from the beginning. It was going to be bottom up. And he has not abdicated that message yet. But if you find a holes in this ray, you have to make it neat and tidy before you can even start moving up. So for me, I'm very convinced that he's going to make a change in Kenya. Already we can see the changes. He has been all around the world. When we say that he's globe-trotting, as we know, he's going to negotiate the loans, he's negotiating for jobs for these young people. These young people, we are always saying they lack jobs. Kenya is small, but we have become international. Now we are a big global, village. And jobs don't just come. You have to negotiate, you have to go to other countries. We don't want people doing illegal migrations, going to go and look for jobs. And that's why he has been going around to make sure that we do legal. Like now we have, I think, thousands of jobs ready for Kenyans. Thousands. Because I know one country 10,000, another country 100,000. So our youth definitely are getting good jobs.
Now Jim has articulated it very well. We have one common problem in this country, and that is the problem of the economy. Jim here is an icon, and I want you to note this. We have had two struggles in this country. The first one was for our independence, which we attained. And these grounds here in Meru, we had two major heroes, Musa Mwariama and Baimungu, who knew what it took to struggle for the independence of this country, who gave up their lives for the struggle of this country. The second liberation, you have a hero here in Jim, standing right here, liberated us from our own local colonialists, and it was a democratic liberation, so that we have democratic space where we can choose our leaders. We are now in what you call the third phase of our liberation, and that is called economic liberation. The greatest freedom of all is when people have money in their pockets to do unto which they want to do. It's the greatest liberation. And unfortunately, we are at a stage where we are at the greatest enslavement of economic liberation. We are being enslaved. The president the other day said that his only problem is debt. 2 days ago. That is the only problem. Hakuna kitu kingine. That out of 10 shillings, 7 shillings is going to pay debt. That is our enslavement. We have said for over 1 year now that this debt is not legal debt. This debt we should not be paying. This debt is enslaving us and finishing us. It is the reason why we have high taxation. It is the reason why we have the fall of the shilling that Jim was talking about. It is the reason why we are going nowhere economically. I can tell you categorically, hakuna taa huku mbele. There is no light with the method this government is using. As long as they are paying this useless debt, this illegal debt, they are going nowhere. They are not going to solve this problem. In fact, every single day we live is going to get worse. We also know that they have reached the stage where they cannot pay this debt. And very soon, life is going to become unbearable to us. We are not going to take it, because those who have brought us to this bankruptcy cannot get us out of it. You cannot have a manager in a company who takes you to the brink of bankruptcy, alafu unasema yeye ndio atatutoa. It is not possible. It is not possible. So we have given them notice. Labda some of you think we are just talking. We have given them notice. We have said that by the end of March, if this does not change, then you shall see action that is synonymous to action that brought the first liberation of Kenya, synonymous to that brought the second liberation of Kenya, and will bring the third right before your eyes.
And I have to say, without any fear of contradiction, that the state of the economy in Kenya is on a downward slide. The Kenya shilling is falling at an alarming rate. The cost of living is a matter that is tragic. And this is one debate that the Kenya Kwanza administration does not want to address. And they have no answers to it. When they were supposedly elected, they said they would not borrow. That in order to make life better, they are going to subsidize production and not subsidize consumption. But we've seen where that policy is taking us. We are not any better. And the more you tax people, it has an impact on how well we can produce. And over-taxation is killing industry, is killing farming, and is killing all the sectors of the economy. And there is no answer in sight. I can say, without any fear of contradiction again, that come the next 6 months, the situation in Kenya is not going to go and to become any better. We who are the counties, the monies that are supposed to come to the counties, they are not coming, and if they come, they don't come on time. My friend Amolo Otiende is here. Even other funds, including the CDF, is not being remitted by the national government. So we are in a terrible situation. Now, the worst part of it is the onslaught on the judiciary. It is unfortunate, it is reckless, and I think the Chief Justice has already said to the President, give me the evidence, because judges are not above the law. Judges can be arrested like any other person. There are judges who have been arrested for corruption, and we are not saying there's no corruption in the judiciary. If he had evidence, then this conversation can come to an end by arresting the corrupt magistrates and judges, and we'll say hallelujah, because we also don't support corruption in the judiciary. But he has no powers to threaten the judiciary. The Constitution is very clear on how you can deal with judges, with magistrates, where criminality is not involved. If there is a criminal offense, report to the Director of Criminal Investigations or to the Anti-Corruption Commission. It will be dealt with without so many of these speeches. So I say and repeat, give us a break. If you have nothing to talk about, please don't interfere with the judiciary. It is a co-equal arm of government. And the judiciary similarly does not interfere with the executive except when they are called upon to hear and determine cases involving the executive. But I think it's touching a dangerous place. I can tell you, many years ago when we were struggling for the second liberation, we got support from the international community and many stakeholders in Kenya when the government at that time decided to take on the judiciary because they were feeling the judiciary was not friendly to the administration at that time. And I can tell you even this time around, this whole issue and debate about the judiciary is because of the cases which the government has lost in the courts. The Attorney General's office is there. They can appeal. They can take matters to court. So lamentations is not going to help.
I think it's clear that as a country, we are on a trajectory towards doom. And I thought that it is only some of us from Rarieda or the Lake region that are suffering. But having come to Meru, I see it's a common problem. The way the students are stranded in my constituency because CDF has not been released and bursaries therefore cannot be given is the way students in Buri constituency are suffering. The way head teachers and principals are stranded on account of not receiving capitation money is the way principals in Buri are suffering. The way students are suffering under the junior secondary school because there's no money to construct classrooms and their teachers are still employed as interns is the way they are suffering here. So it is clear that we are on a wrong trajectory. It is clear that a lot of things have to change and only a blind person would deny that. Secondly, it's about the judiciary. I think it's unfortunate that we're in a situation where this regime has muzzled parliament. I am a member of parliament, but I can confirm that it has muzzled parliament. The last institution that is standing is the judiciary. There's a clear and present danger to muzzle the judiciary so that it can sing the tune of this regime. That would be unfortunate. I think William Ruto must realize that court orders must be respected. And if he keeps saying that he will defy court orders, then we ourselves will go back to the very order that made him the president, the order of the Supreme Court that declared him the winner, and examine if we were to defy that, where will that take us as a country?